Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here today, and we're looking at Bendy and the Ink Machine, a new theory that has come to light about who Boris might in fact be. So I hope you enjoy the video guys, remember to give it a like, comment and subscribe if you have enjoyed it, and yeah, let's get down to the theory of why Boris might be Wally Franks. There's been much speculation that the cartoon characters who seemingly have crossed over into reality at Bendy Studios are in fact the former employees of the company. It strikes me as odd, even for a game as weird as Bendy and the Ink Machine, that we would find living, breathing cartoons running amok. For example, Susie Campbell is likely to be the in real life version of Alice Angel. Remember her audio log even states,
"These past few weeks I voiced everything from talking chairs to dancing chickens. But this is the first character I really felt a connection with. She's a part of me. Alice and I, we're going places."
There is also a good chance that Joey Drew, the studio head, is in fact Bendy himself, due to the wheelchair and Bendy's bad leg. So with this theory in mind, who would Boris be? Well, look at it this way. When we look at the people that worked at the studio, and we look at the cartoon characters themselves, they're introduced in a very specific way. So Joey Drew is introduced in Chapter 1 alongside Bendy. Susie Campbell was then introduced in Chapter 2 alongside the first references and poster of Alice Angel. And Sammy, while he's not a cartoon, was introduced also in Chapter 2. So basically, the characters are always introduced alongside their cartoon counterparts. Now, Boris was in Chapter 1 alongside the first introduction of Wally Franks. Now, Wally Franks was the janitor who worked at the studios, and he was very clumsy. Now, the character of Boris is said to be quite like Goofy, and Goofy was a very clumsy, goofy character, which is very much like Wally Franks.
But I tell you what, if one more of these pipes burst, I'm out of here.
Wally Franks was the janitor who lost his keys. He was constantly being a nuisance towards Sammy. Sammy actually hated him and wanted to fire him, so there was an actual conflict there. Now, if we see Boris in Chapter 1, he's actually being sort of cut open. This could be because Sammy has actually killed Boris in Chapter 1, and he killed Boris because he had a conflict with Wally Franks in real life.
And guess what? I can't find my stupid keys. It's like they disappeared into thin air or something. All I can think of is that they must have fallen in one of the garbage cans as I was making my rounds last week. I just hope nobody tells Sammy, because if he finds out I lost my keys again, I'm out of here.
Sammy's actually been sacrificing people for Bendy to try and sort of appease the ink god, as he calls it, and he calls these people sheep, so he called Henry a sheep when he captured him. I believe he did the same to Wally. Wally would be an ideal candidate for Sammy's first sacrifice, and if you look at the way that Boris is actually tied up, you know, on a sacrificial altar with a pentagram, with candles around, much like the way Henry gets tied up at the end of Chapter 2, so it's very likely that Wally did become Boris and was sacrificed to Bendy, who could be Joey Drew. Sammy hated Wally, and Sammy could have killed Boris. Now, Boris comes back at the end of Chapter 2, obviously after Sammy has been killed. That could be Wally Franks resurrected. Now, the last thing that strikes me about all of this as well is that something that has been mentioned by a lot of people actually, that Boris might actually be friendly, and I actually believe that could be true. Now, the way he approaches you at the end of Chapter 2, he doesn't seem to rush you to try and hurt you or anything like that. So it might be because he is in fact Wally Franks again, who was a nice, likeable, friendly character in real life. And that means that basically he could actually help you be like a sidekick character in Chapter 3, which is quite exciting. So I do think that Boris is a friendly character now. I do think that Wally Franks could well be Boris, and that is why Sammy might have actually done what he did to Boris in the first place. But I will let you obviously speculate on this. This is just a theory. It's just something that I think I would agree with. It's just one of the theories going around that I agree with right now. So if you have enjoyed the video guys, again remember, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. There will be more Bendy content coming shortly, and of course as soon as Chapter 3 drops I will be playing that for you guys day one. So thanks again, and I will see you on the next video.